Imagine waking up one day to discover that a massive, mysterious planet has been silently hiding in our solar system all along, concealed behind the blinding glow of Venus, slowly moving closer without anyone noticing. For years, this idea has captured the imagination of millions across the world, spreading through documentaries, online discussions, and viral videos that claim a hidden world named Nibiru has been lurking just out of sight. The story suggests that this enormous object remained undetected because it stayed hidden in the same line of sight as Venus, one of the brightest objects in our sky, making it nearly impossible to observe with ordinary telescopes. As dramatic as it sounds, the question we must ask is simple yet powerful. Could something this massive truly remain hidden for so long in a solar system that has been studied so carefully by scientists for decades? To understand this, we need to look beyond the excitement and into the science that governs planetary motion, observation technology, and the structure of our cosmic neighborhood. Astronomers have been mapping the skies with incredible precision, using advanced telescopes both on Earth and in space, tracking everything from large planets to small asteroids. Modern surveys scan the sky repeatedly, detecting even faint and distant objects with astonishing accuracy. Venus itself, despite its brightness, has been studied extensively through radar mapping and spacecraft missions, revealing its surface and atmosphere in remarkable detail. The idea that a giant planet could remain perfectly hidden behind it raises serious scientific challenges, because planetary orbits are not fixed in a way that allows one object to stay permanently concealed behind another from Earth's perspective. Both Earth and Venus move around the Sun at different speeds, constantly changing their positions in the sky. This means any object hiding behind Venus would eventually become visible from different angles over time. Yet, the mystery persists because the concept taps into a deeper human curiosity about the unknown. The possibility that something huge and important could still be undiscovered right in our cosmic backyard. It creates a sense of urgency and wonder, making people question whether our understanding of space is truly complete. As we begin this journey, it is important to keep an open mind, while also relying on evidence and logic. Could there be something we have missed? Or is this story simply a powerful example of how imagination can sometimes outrun reality? As the idea of a hidden planet like Nibiru continues to spread, it becomes even more important to examine how modern astronomy actually works, and why the chances of such an object remaining undetected are extremely low. Today's scientists rely on a vast network of powerful observatories, space telescopes, and automated sky surveys that constantly monitor the heavens with remarkable precision. Projects like sky mapping programs scan large portions of the sky night after night, tracking the movement of celestial bodies and identifying even the faintest objects far beyond the orbit of Neptune. These systems are designed to detect changes, motion, and light patterns, meaning that a large planetary body, especially one supposedly as massive as the claims suggest, would produce clear and unmistakable evidence of its presence. Not only would it reflect sunlight, making it visible to sensitive instruments, but its gravitational influence would also affect the orbits of nearby planets and smaller objects in measurable ways. Scientists regularly study these orbital patterns with extreme accuracy, and even tiny deviations are enough to signal the presence of something unusual. This is exactly how Neptune itself was discovered in the 19th century, through mathematical predictions based on irregularities in Uranus's orbit. If a massive planet were truly hiding near Venus or moving closer to Earth, its gravitational signature would have already been detected long ago through similar methods. Additionally, Venus is not a static shield that can conceal something indefinitely. Both Earth and Venus orbit the Sun at different speeds, meaning their alignment constantly changes, revealing different angles of the space around them over time. This dynamic motion makes it nearly impossible for any large object to remain permanently hidden behind Venus from our point of view. Space agencies also send missions that pass near or even orbit Venus, capturing high-resolution data and images that would likely reveal any nearby anomalies. Despite all these advanced tools and continuous observations, there has been no credible scientific evidence supporting the existence of a hidden planet like Nibiru. However, the persistence of this theory reveals something fascinating about human nature. as people are naturally drawn to mysteries that challenge established knowledge. The idea of a secret world just out of sight adds excitement and tension, making us wonder whether there are still major discoveries waiting to be made. And while science continues to advance, pushing the boundaries of what we know, it also reminds us that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and so far, that evidence simply does not exist. Despite the lack of scientific evidence, the story of Nibiru continues to evolve, often becoming more dramatic and urgent with each retelling, which raises an important question about why such ideas gain so much attention in the first place. The answer lies partly in how human psychology responds to mystery, fear, and the unknown. When people hear about a hidden planet that could suddenly appear or move closer to Earth, it creates a sense of suspense that is both thrilling and unsettling. This emotional reaction can sometimes overpower logical thinking, especially when the story is presented with convincing visuals, confident narration, and selective use of scientific language. Over time, these elements combine to create a narrative that feels believable, even if it lacks real evidence. In many cases, these claims are supported by misunderstood astronomical images, misinterpreted data, or completely unrelated observations that are taken out of context and presented as proof. For example, bright reflections, lens flares, or distant stars can sometimes appear unusual in photographs, leading viewers to assume they are seeing something extraordinary. Without proper scientific explanation, these visuals can easily be used to support the idea of a hidden object. Additionally, the internet allows such theories to spread rapidly, reaching millions of people within a short period of time, often without proper verification. Social media platforms and video sharing websites amplify this effect, as engaging and mysterious content tends to attract more attention and shares. As a result, the line between fact and fiction can become blurred, making it difficult for viewers to distinguish between credible research and imaginative speculation. However, when scientists investigate these claims, they rely on repeatable observations, verified data, and peer-reviewed studies to draw conclusions. So far, none of these scientific methods have provided any support for the existence of Nibiru hiding behind Venus or approaching Earth. Still, the persistence of this idea creates an interesting tension, because it forces us to question how much we truly understand about our solar system. While science has made incredible progress, there are still regions of space that remain less explored, particularly in the distant outer edges beyond Neptune. This leaves a small window for genuine discovery, which keeps curiosity alive and encourages further exploration. As we move deeper into this topic, the sense of mystery does not completely disappear, but it begins to shift from fear of the unknown to a deeper appreciation of how science works to uncover the truth, one observation at a time. As we move deeper into this mystery, the focus begins to shift from speculation to the actual methods scientists use to search for unknown objects in our solar system, and this is where things become even more fascinating. Astronomers do not simply rely on direct visual sightings to discover new planets. Instead, they use a combination of advanced techniques that can reveal the presence of objects even when they cannot be seen clearly. One of the most powerful methods involves studying gravitational effects, where scientists observe how known planets and smaller bodies move and look for unusual patterns that cannot be explained by existing models. Even a distant or dark object can leave a detectable signature through its influence on surrounding space. Another important approach is infrared observation, which allows telescopes to detect heat emitted by objects that may not reflect much visible light. This technique has been used to search for large, cold bodies in the outer solar system, where sunlight is weak and objects are harder to detect using traditional methods. Space missions and observatories have scanned these regions extensively, producing detailed maps and catalogues of celestial bodies that continue to grow more accurate over time. If a massive object like Nibiru were truly moving closer to the inner solar system, it would not only become easier to detect through these methods, but it would also begin to noticeably affect the motion of planets like Earth, Mars, and Venus. These effects would be measurable and would likely trigger immediate global attention within the scientific community. However, no such anomalies have been observed. This absence of evidence strongly suggests that the claims surrounding Nibiru are not supported by real data. Yet, this does not mean the search for unknown worlds has ended. In fact, astronomers are actively investigating the possibility of distant planets far beyond Neptune, such as the hypothetical Planet 9, which is based on subtle orbital patterns observed in icy objects at the edge of the solar system. Unlike the dramatic claims about Nibiru, these hypotheses are grounded in careful analysis and ongoing research. This contrast highlights the difference between science and speculation, showing how real discoveries are built on evidence rather than assumption. Still, the idea of something hidden just beyond our view continues to capture the imagination, creating a lingering sense of suspense. What if there are still secrets waiting to be uncovered? Not in the way sensational stories suggest, but in ways that challenge and expand our understanding of the universe. As the narrative around Nibiru continues to circulate, it often reaches a point where speculation begins to transform into urgency, with some claims suggesting that this mysterious object is not just hidden, but actively approaching Earth. This is where the story becomes even more intense, creating a sense of looming danger that captures attention, but also demands careful examination. If such a massive object were truly moving toward the inner solar system, the consequences would be impossible to ignore. Its gravitational pull would begin to disrupt the delicate balance of planetary orbits, causing measurable shifts that astronomers around the world would detect almost immediately. Satellites, space agencies, and observatories continuously track these orbital patterns with extraordinary precision, and even the smallest irregularities are studied in detail. A large incoming planet would create effects far beyond minor deviations, potentially altering the paths of comets, asteroids, and even the planets themselves. These changes would not remain hidden or secret. They would be widely reported, studied, and confirmed through multiple independent observations. Furthermore, such an object would reflect sunlight or emit detectable heat, making it visible to powerful telescopes long before it could pose any kind of threat. The idea that something so significant could suddenly appear without warning contradicts everything we understand about how celestial detection works. Yet, the suspense surrounding this concept continues to grow because it plays on a deeper fear of unexpected cosmic events. Throughout history, humanity has faced natural phenomena that once seemed mysterious or frightening, from eclipses to comets, until science provided clear explanations. In a similar way, the Nibiru story reflects a modern version of that fear, amplified by digital media and global communication. However, when we return to the evidence, the conclusion remains consistent. There is no credible data supporting the existence of a hidden planet moving toward Earth from behind Venus. This does not make the universe any less fascinating. In fact, it highlights how much we have learned and how effectively we can monitor our cosmic environment. Still, the lingering question remains in the minds of many. If this story is not real, why does it feel so convincing? The answer may lie not in space itself, but in how stories are told, shared, and believed, reminding us that the line between imagination and reality can sometimes be thinner than we expect. In the end, the story of Nibiru hiding behind Venus and moving closer to Earth serves as a powerful reminder of how curiosity, imagination, and fear can come together to create compelling narratives that capture global attention. While the idea may sound dramatic and even believable at first, a closer look through the lens of science reveals a very different picture, one grounded in evidence, observation, and logical reasoning. Modern astronomy has reached a level of precision where the movement of planets, asteroids, and distant celestial bodies is tracked with incredible accuracy, leaving very little room for a massive object to remain hidden within the inner solar system. The continuous monitoring of space by telescopes, satellites, and international research programs ensures that any unusual activity would be quickly detected and studied. Despite the ongoing spread of Nibiru-related claims, no credible scientific data has ever confirmed its existence, nor has any observation suggested that a large, undiscovered planet is approaching Earth from behind Venus. Instead, what we see is a clear example of how misinformation can grow when complex scientific concepts are misunderstood or intentionally misrepresented. At the same time, this does not mean that space has no mysteries left to explore. On the contrary, the universe remains vast and full of unanswered questions, from the nature of dark matter to the possibility of distant, undiscovered planets far beyond our current reach. The difference is that real scientific exploration is driven by evidence, careful analysis, and peer-reviewed research, not by sensational claims or dramatic storytelling. As viewers and curious minds, it is important to stay open to new ideas while also maintaining a critical approach, asking questions and seeking reliable sources before accepting extraordinary claims. By doing so, we not only protect ourselves from misinformation, but also develop a deeper appreciation for the true wonders of the universe, wonders that are often far more fascinating than fiction. The mystery of Nibiru may not be real, but the process of uncovering the truth behind such stories reveals something even more valuable: the power of knowledge and the importance of understanding the world beyond our own. If you're benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.